Happy 2020. I truly hope that your new year is going well for you. I am back for my first educational video of the year, and this is a video that I definitely have made before, but I do feel like it deserves a deeper dive because there is so much confusion out there about what it is and if it's legal or not. So without further ado, let us deep dive CBD. So first, there is two types of CBD that are out there on the market. You have hemp-derived and you have cannabis-derived. Now, let's first start with the separation of these two plants. They are, in fact, the same plant. One has a made-up word, and it is called hemp, and that is pretty much the government's legal distinction of a cannabis plant that has less than 0.3% THC. If it falls over that threshold, what you're going to see is this plant will possibly be marketed as a high CBD sativa strain. That is very common because, again, hemp is just a made-up word. Now, the difference between hemp-derived CBD and cannabis-derived CBD would then be nothing. Under a microscope, they have the same exact molecular form and shape. So there's no way to actually even look at an isolated CBD. That cannabinoid, you would never be able to tell if it came from a plant that has less than 0.3% THC unless you're looking at those cannabinoids. So hemp-derived CBD is cannabis-derived CBD. The only difference in the CBD as far as effectiveness goes is that the CBD that is cannabis-derived has a higher spectrum of chemicals that are in the cannabis plant, other terpenes and cannabinoids, which make it more effective. And then you have the hemp plant, which has less of a spectrum because that expression of THC has been limited to this type. So cannabis-derived CBD does seem to be more effective than hemp-derived CBD because of its spectrum of other chemicals. Now, a funny thing that I saw was in Ohio, they're having issues with dogs being able to tell the difference between hemp and marijuana. And when I see that, it just makes me giggle because there is no difference. They are the same thing, which is why your dogs can't tell the difference. They're literally giving you all the tea. If you're paying attention, there is no difference. They smell the same because they are the same. One of the other most common things that is very much so confusing is the passage of the Farm Bill. Now, the assumption was when the Farm Bill passed and hemp became legal under that bill that all CBD was then legal. But under the Controlled Substances Act, any derivatives that come from the cannabis plant are illegal and considered Schedule 1. The FDA and the DEA get to determine which cannabinoids are legal. So any CBD that you own, although the Farm Bill says it's legal, the FDA says that it is not. So is CBD legal? Yes and no. The only CBD product that has FDA approval is owned by GW Pharmaceuticals, and it is called Epidiolex. The cannabinoid that they're using in this medicine is CBD. That is the only technically legal CBD product that is out there. Now, again, there is some gray area in states. They have their own separate legislation that says that you can possess, purchase, and distribute CBD as long as it has a less than 0.3% THC content. Now, how do they know if it was hemp-derived, if you're selling a CBD isolate? They don't. There's no way that they can figure it out. So there is, again, so much confusion with the laws, with the lawmakers. What's the differences in the plant? A hemp plant can mate with a cannabis plant, again, because they are one and the same. There's argument on, is there multiple species of cannabis, or are they all just one species and they have different subspecies? So these are all things that we're still trying to figure out, just because cannabis has been Schedule 1 for so long, and when something is classified under Schedule 1, we cannot research it. So this has kind of been the issue in answers that we're trying to figure out currently, but CBD is kind of legal. And finally, in some states, there are CBD laws that are required, because as of December 2019, there were people that were still being arrested for selling CBD products. Even though we have the Farm Bill, but again, it is still technically federally illegal, just like THC and all other cannabinoids are still federally illegal. Now, your state can adopt their own policy, like we have here in California, that says cannabis is legal as long as you fall under these parameters. Here in California, we have Prop 64 that outlines all of those rules, but on a federal level, it is illegal, just like CBD. So your states then make rules. I did have a map that was posted to my Instagram at the top of the year that kind of showed the states of legality, and in that map, CBD and THC states were all lumped together as medical. Now you have to understand, cannabis medicine is all medicine derived from the cannabis plant. Since hemp is a cannabis plant, that frame of thinking went into the creation of the map. Next map, I will make sure to make the distinction between states that have CBD only laws and states that include THC into those laws. There were some errors on that map. I thank you to all of you that pointed it out, because the whole point of the Cannabis Cutie is to bring together the community to really learn and teach each other. And there was a lot of that happened in the comments, and I thank you for pointing that out. Louisiana was one that was incorrect, and then Hawaii also passed January 1st, 2020. Congratulations. Since this year is an election year, there will be map updates, because there are going to be so many states that now have cannabis laws. There are states that are getting the cannabis ballots ready, and I'm so excited for everyone. So be on the lookout for those maps. I do apologize for making a mistake. There were definitely people who were not happy with me, but I'm only human, and I chose to deal with it the way that I only knew how, which was to further educate and clear. My intention is to never misinform or spread lies or misinformation. It just was a lack of clarity on my behalf, and moving forward, I will do my best, but I also do want to make a point that if you are on my page being disrespectful, cussing me out, you will have to be removed. It is not me being any type of way other than I know how to set healthy boundaries around me to protect my energy, and that's what I have to do on the internet. There are ways to be honest and real without being rude. I think that in today's society, we've kind of forgotten how to do that, is to be kind and honest. I think that we say things and then we pass the buck on to other people. Oh, you're just sensitive, and we make it their responsibility. But you can disagree or make a point without being disrespectful, and I just hope that moving forward on the Cannabis Cutie, we have that here. That is the completion of my video. Let me know your thoughts below. Again, I thank you for all of you who support me and who are kind, and that's all I have for you.